Coming up on AgweekTV, there's a feed additive that could create a healthier cow and a healthier planet. We'll take a look. A Minnesota seed farm gets state recognition for its potato growing methods. The summer sales of E15 have hit the pump. And these tiny tractors are getting big attention. Welcome to AgweekTV. I'm Emily Beal. Can a seaweed create healthier cows and a healthier planet? There's some new research that kelp can help reduce methane gas from cows. Jeff Beach takes a look in this week's AgWeek cover story.
Kelp as a feed additive for cows isn't new. It's high in minerals and has other benefits for the animals, but it is getting some new attention for its potential to reduce methane emissions from cattle. Belching cows have been pointed to as a contributor to climate change, and the U.S. dairy industry is trying to be climate neutral by 2050.
And I think once people started to be able to measure the methane emissions from cows while they were on these seaweed supplements, it was like, oh, maybe there's something here.
Brad Hines is a dairy researcher and professor at the West Central Research and Outreach Center in Morris, Minnesota. He thinks there's more interest in reducing methane among dairy herds than beef cattle because the cows are more concentrated and have longer lifespans. In either case, Hines says they are seeing up to a 30% drop in methane with kelp supplements.
It's pretty promising. If you can get emissions reduced by that amount, that's pretty significant, actually.
Just about all your organic dairy farmers feed kelp.
And Larson has an organic dairy operation in Otter Tail County, Minnesota. He says feeding his cows kelp is not only better for the planet, it's better for his animals too. Not only is it high in nutrients, it's a natural immune booster, among other benefits.
First thing we noticed with it, it helped heifers calve. There was more embryonic fluid, so the calf was born easier.
This month, Hines started a research project to measure methane emissions from the dairy herd at his facility, following up on research trials in other parts of the country. In West Central Minnesota, this is Jeff Beach for AgWeek.
You can read more in the next AgWeek magazine or at agweek.com. A South Dakota company is a leader in developing technology to test for methane and other gas emissions from livestock as the industry tries to reduce its carbon footprint. Sealock is the maker of Green Feed, a device that measures the gas emissions from a cow's breath right at the farm. Company researcher Meredith Harrison says the first step to managing methane gas is to start measuring, and she says Green Feed is the only product on the market you can use right at the barn or pasture. Those measurements are helping researchers determine if certain feed additives, like kelp, help reduce emissions and how much feed needed to be added to it.
So it's really easy for some of these commercial producers to add that in and continue to manage the animals as they would otherwise.
The technology became available in 2010. It's used not just by researchers, but also by government agency, pharmaceutical genetic companies, and commercial feedlots and dairies. Some Minnesota dairy operations are struggling to offload milk after the creamery they deliver to faced a crackdown by regulators. Carrie and Emily Tweeden are among those affected. They milk about 800 cows at Valley Acres Dairy in Winona County. The farm is one of 45 that sell their raw milk to Hastings Creamery. The Tweetens recently went into survival mode after their processor was impacted by a license suspension because of wastewater violations.
Yeah, we were grappling. We were trying to find different processors that would take our milk. We called every possible processing facility that we knew or could find numbers for. We had representatives involved. We at one point when it was the worst, I was literally messaging somebody and I was like, get me the governor's number, because we are an SOS. We are like waiting for life support right now, and somebody please plug it in. And there was just nothing that anybody could do at that point.
Tweeten says almost all their milk was sold on spot load prices, and they did not have to dump any of their milk. For the second year in a row, E15 will be available for consumers all summer long. The EPA's 2-week waiver program of the sale of ethanol is good news for corn growers and drivers. This ethanol pump is just one of many that will be operating this summer, providing E15 to many consumers looking to save a little money at the gas station.
It's huge for consumers, it's huge for South Dakota corn growers, and also the environment. And consumers last year, they saved about 16 cents per gallon compared to E10, so that was huge for them.
Consumers have access at the pump to a type of fuel that they normally don't have access to during the full year round, and that helps them with their pocketbooks. I think that was really important for the administration, and we saw a lot of good things for savings consumer-wise last summer.
Normally, E15 is not offered in the summer.
Based on what we believe to be not the best available science anymore, initially E15, it was looked at differently in the summer because evaporation rates are different when it comes to fuel in the summertime. But recent science has really shown that this is a fuel that can safely and effectively and be offered all year round for sale with good results for the environment.
And not only is this good news for consumers, but it also means an extra summer revenue outlet for corn producers.
It's huge because the basis stays high all summer. You know, it continually lets our ethanol plants grind corn, keeps domestic use high, so that we have an avenue to sell that ethanol all year round.
It's something corn growers hope to continue to see year after year.
I just think that old data with the volatility of the ethanol really isn't, the facts. And we would really like to see this a permanent thing. We would love to see Congress, make a move out there to get E15 permanently used all year round.
To celebrate summer E15 sales, the South Dakota Corn Utilization Council is giving away 3 $500 E15 gas gifts. You can enter online at www.ethno.org. Up next on AgweekTV, a Minnesota seed potato farm is recognized by the states for its sustainability practices.
Get a jump on next season's crop. Before you put your planter away after the planting season, bring it to the experts at Titan Machinery for a full inspection. Titan Machinery service technicians have the experience and training to inspect your Case IH planter and get it in optimal condition for next season. Get a head start on next season and get the peace of mind that your planter is ready when you store it for the winter. Contact the planter experts at your local Titan Machinery Case IH dealership today.
You've worked hard this planting season to get your crops in, with a large investment to match. What happens if they get damaged by hail? Will your NPCI coverage be enough to protect your investment? Martinson Ag can help. We offer hail insurance policies from 5 different companies, so we can find the one that fits your operation best. Don't wait until it's too late. Call the risk management specialist at Martinson Ag today and see how we can help protect your crops and your bottom line. Martinson Ag, the risk management specialists.
Getting down to business on the farm means hitting the office early, making sure your team's ready to go, getting updates from the field, and talking with your management team. At Bremer Bank, we understand the business of farming and how to protect and grow your operation, so you can be sure your present and your future are in good hands.
I'm Peter Bosch. I've been working with Gateway Building Systems for a little over 20 years now. I chose Gateway Building Systems to build my shop because I wanted a building that could both be used for my equipment and as a place for my family to hang out and do things. I would advise anybody that's thinking about working with Gateway to go in and talk to the guys there and tell them your plans and your future dreams and let them design something for you.
The Cray Revolution Ditcher is the new standard for surface water management. The Revolution Ditcher leaves a smooth finished 5-foot flat bottom cut and cuts up to 10 inches in one pass. Throw dirt in either direction, up to 165 feet. Now with the hydraulic cross auger to break up dirt and keep you working faster. Check out the Revolution Ditcher at Crary.com.
The Minnesota Ag Department recognized a seed farm in central Minnesota this month for its sustainability practices. The R.D. Offutt Company's Twin Rivers Seed Farm in Staples develops potatoes under careful supervision. The Minnesota Ag Department awarded it the Agricultural Water Quality Certification. The state inspects or tests the potatoes 3 times throughout the season before certifying them for commercial planting. Farm manager Jake Jacobson says running a seed farm is complicated, with many quality controls and strict environmental practices. Their sustainability practices include using long crop rotation, cover crops, minimum tillage, and irrigation management.
I was a little worried that we'd have to change some things, to get this. Well, no, we like you said, we were doing most of this already, doing a very good job, I thought. But it's as you get into this, it's just a reassurance that we are doing things right.
Ag Department Program Coordinator Brad Jordal Redland says it's exciting working on this project because the practices the farm is using are having a big effect on the farm and those around it. He says just planting cover crops for this certification saves 7,000 tons of topsoil a year, and that's just the start.
2,000 tons of sediment prevented from being lost, one operation, 1 year. And 2,000 pounds of phosphorus saved from being lost per year for this operation. These are results that are going to have an effect. I mean, there's no denying it. That is what agriculture does every day. They don't get recognized for.
The farm ships about 440 semi-loads of seed potatoes to about 25,000 acres of commercial potato fields throughout the upper Midwest. The country's first ever all-steel swine barn is ready to be open in Bradley, South Dakota. This facility is a partnership between Pipestone Management, AP, and Ag Property Solutions. The unique construction made it easier to build and will be safer for the animals. As you walk through this newly constructed swine gestation barn, you will notice there are no nails and no welding. That's because the facility is built entirely of steel.
On this site, you won't find anything that's welded together, right? Everything is bolted together. And what does that do for you? Speed of installation or assembly of the structure, and also how we ship it. They can assemble it on the ground and then basically lift it into place with a crane. So very speedy construction.
Not only is a steel barn easier to build, but it also has some long-term benefits for swine producers.
It has more safety factors in that it's less fire susceptible, so fire resistance, and that's a big advantage of the farm. And then the thing is just longevity. We really think this is a 50 to 60 year structure. Basically it'll last until the production practices here become obsolete.
Building a steel facility does cost more than the traditional swine barn.
It is a little more expensive on the front end, but we're going to see savings on the efficiency of the building with the interlocking panels and lower operating expenses on a monthly basis. And I think the other thing being all fire retardant or fire resistant materials, there's some opportunity to save on insurance premiums.
It's the first of its kind in the United States, but it won't be the last.
I think the benefits are vast, and I think we're going to learn more, right? As we go through the evolution of this system or this design, we're going to learn things that we don't know today that's going to make it even better yet.
The Pipestone all-steel facility will be stocked with 8,500 pigs during the first week of July. Ahead on AgweekTV, some Minnesota sheep have a unique job in the solar industry.
There's no easy button, no guarantees, or promises of a good year. This is farming. It's unpredictable and demanding, with long days and sometimes stressful nights. It's weathering the storms and coming out successful. Farming isn't for everyone. We thank those who make it their life, because it is for everyone.
Some things in life are hard. That's why banking shouldn't be. Cornerstone Bank.
North Dakota is a leader in ag commodities like corn and soybeans. When farmers and animal ag work together, we can keep more dollars in North Dakota.
Well, the opportunities for North Dakota on the animal ag side is really to add value to our grains that we're shipping out of this state.
We do purchase crops from our neighbors instead of
the crops like soybeans and corn and wheat being shipped out of state. They're able to be used within the state, reducing some of those costs to ship those products and increasing the value to farmers within the state.
From adding value to crops to natural fertilizer, it's clear that there are win-win opportunities for animal ag and the crop industry.
Diversification on our farm is huge to make it profitable for the next generation and generations after that. I partner with Animal Ag. There's not a dollar amount that we put on it.
Let's keep North Dakota crops at home. Support growing North Dakota agriculture. Visit animalagnd.com to learn more.
Since the inception of Vatterstadt, the spirit of innovation has led the company. We push the limits, providing innovative and reliable seeding and tillage solutions that simplify everyday life for farmers. We continue to reimagine the capabilities and technology behind farm machinery, providing customers with a perfect emergence while maximizing their yields. We look forward to growing together.
AgweekWeather is sponsored by Bremer Bank. Connect with a banker today at bremer.com.
Is a chance of rain on the horizon? Here's John with our AccuWeather outlook.
We're undergoing a pattern change. It's really quite an important shift here for the northern plains in particular, whereas the summer started out very warm and very dry in places like North Dakota, northern Minnesota, and even some parts of southern Manitoba. It has turned rainy, and it looks like that will continue as June turns on into July. And the fairly hot weather in the northern plains, considerably above average for May and the first half, 2/3 of the month of June, is now cooling down a little. It's not going into a cold pattern. It's still a little bit warmer than average, it looks like overall, but not as hot as it has been. Now, the hot and dry weather is shifting. We've seen it really bubble up in Texas over the last couple of weeks. That is now beginning to spread into many areas of the corn and bean belt, and that's where the heat wave will really start taking up residence in this area. And this area will likely dry out as well. Jet stream pattern, kind of a split flow pattern, as is typical this time of year. Here's that hot weather in Texas really building up, 90s and even some stray 100s down there. But a lot of the midsection of the country still looking at 70s and 80s and mostly the high side of 70s and 80s. So this is a pretty warm pattern all the way up into the boreal forest of the Northwest Territories. A lot of Alaska is fairly cool. Another cool section is up around Hudson Bay through Ontario and Quebec. Most of the nation, though, fairly hot. The Southwest is heating up, but that's typical for this time of year. And really, Texas, Oklahoma, into Kansas, Missouri, for this area to have consistently 90-degree heat is hardly unusual as June turns to July. That is exactly where the heat is going. The jet stream pattern continues to favor troughiness in the northeastern U.S. and generally rigidness in the western U.S., and that gives us northwest flow, and that's beginning to converge finally into some stormy weather in the northern plains. It's been absent, shifted a little further to the north, but now it's coming back in, and it does look like, well, I'll show you the precipitation pattern in just a bit. As we go into that first full week of July, a little wave will come out of the northern Rockies and spread another round of thunderstorms into the northern plains. That will keep the hot weather squelched a little further south, Texas, Oklahoma, up into some parts of the corn bean belt. May get into some consistent 90s in early July. Not really unusually hot, but definitely the area where the weather will be warm. Now, as far as precipitation goes, fairly widespread showers and thunderstorms will continue across North Dakota to Minnesota over toward the Great Lakes. The eastern seaboard will continue to be showery and a few spots of the northern Rockies. The first week of July, it still looks rather stormy. Not rain every day, but good chances for rain during the week in the northern plains, the Gulf Coast area, and we'll confine that to the far northeast. The rest of the country, dry to nominally dry, particularly right here through the Midwest.
Hamilton System Inc. in Drayton, North Dakota is the North American distributor of the Fantini corn and sunflower header. Both the L03 corn head and the G03 sunflower head have a simple, high-efficiency, low-maintenance PTO-driven gearbox, which eliminates slippage and power loss even in the most trying conditions. These heads are built with a solid one-piece frame and tubular steel construction that will withstand the harshest field conditions. Available in models from 4 to 18 rows, they adapt to any combine and come with a 4-year warranty on the transmission units.
Getting down to business on the farm means hitting the office early. making sure your team's ready to go, getting updates from the field, and talking with your management team. At Bremer Bank, we understand the business of farming and how to protect and grow your operation, so you can be sure your present and your future are in good hands.
The team at North Star Ag is committed to quality and committed to you. We're not just a full-service dealer, we're farmers too, so we know you need the best machinery and services that'll keep you going all season long. We have the largest equipment inventory in the upper Midwest with a well-equipped parts and service department. So whether you need machinery tomorrow or parts today, stop in and experience what North Star Ag can offer on our website at northstar-ag.com or give us a call at 701-361-4790.
There's no easy button, no guarantees, or promises of a good year. This is farming. It's unpredictable and demanding, with long days and sometimes stressful nights. It's weathering the storms and coming out successful. Farming isn't for everyone. We thank those who make it their life, because it is for everyone.
The team at North Star Ag is committed to quality and committed to you. We're not just a full-service dealer, we're farmers too, so we know you need the best machinery and services that'll keep you going all season long. We have the largest equipment inventory in the upper Midwest with a well-equipped parts and service department. So whether you need machinery tomorrow or parts today, stop in and experience what North Star Ag can offer on our website at northstar-ag.com or give us a call at 701-361-4790.
A southeast Minnesota couple are putting their sheep to a unique use, cleaning out the vegetation under solar panels. Arlo Hark and Josie Troppel operate Cannon Valley Grazers out of their Northfield sheep farm. They run a mobile grazing service for solar farms. They got into the livestock industry in 2017 and have been taking them to graze at solar sites for the past 3 years. They now take hundreds of sheep to about 40 solar farms in Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Iowa, where it's difficult to mow.
There's vegetation below that needs managing, and so we offer a service that is higher quality and less expensive for the developers and asset managers by using sheep instead of mowers.
Hark says the most important thing is keeping the stress on the sheep low as they move them to the sites.
Trying to come up with loading and unloading systems that are low stress for the livestock is really the most important thing, because really low stress handling systems are high efficiency handling systems.
Hark says this practice is more common on the West Coast, and he's happy to be a part of what he predicts to be a growing trend as solar panels become more common. Up next on AgweekTV, a tiny tractor adds up to a big win for some South Dakota students.
The Prairie Revolution Ditcher is the new standard for surface water management. The Revolution Ditcher leaves a smooth finished 5-foot flat bottom cut and cuts up to 10 inches in one pass. Throw dirt in either direction, up to 165 feet. Now with the hydraulic cross auger to break up dirt and keep you working faster. Check out the Revolution Ditcher at Prairie.com.
You've worked hard this planting season to get your crops in, with a large investment to match. What happens if they get damaged by hail? Will your NPCI coverage be enough to protect your investment? Martinson Ag can help. We offer hail insurance policies from 5 different companies, so we can find the one that fits your operation best. Don't wait until it's too late. Call the risk management specialists at Martinson Ag today and see how we can help protect your crops and your bottom line. Martinson Ag, the risk management specialists.
Since the inception of Väderstad, the spirit of innovation has led the company. We push the limits, providing innovative and reliable seeding and tillage solutions that simplify everyday life for farmers. We continue to reimagine the capabilities and technology behind farm machinery, providing customers with a perfect emergence while maximizing their yields. We look forward to growing together.
Getting down to business on the farm means hitting the office early, making sure your team's ready to go, getting updates from the field, and talking with your management team. At Bremer Bank, we understand the business of farming and how to protect and grow your operation, so you can be sure your present and your future are in good hands.
Get a jump on next season's crop. Before you put your planter away after the planting season, bring it to the experts at Titan Machinery for a full inspection. Titan Machinery service technicians have the experience and training to inspect your Case IH planter and get it in optimal condition for next season. Get a head start on next season and get the peace of mind that your planter is ready when you store it for the winter. Contact the planter experts at your local Titan Machinery Case IH dealership today.
For the second year in a row, the SDSU Quarter Scale Tractor Team takes the top honors at the International Quarter Scale Tractor Student Design Competition in Peoria, Illinois. The team of around 20 students competed against 19 teams from around the world, showcasing the tractor they spent all school year building.
After spending all year building their tractor, the SDSU Quarter Scale Tractor Team is happy to be adding several new trophies to their collection, including another international championship.
We were so excited, a little bit less of a surprise than last year just because we had put so much more work into it this year. We were hoping for big things just because of the amount of work we put into it.
It was amazing. This year we really, buckled down. We put in some long hours and we developed, I think, some really cool things for our tractor, and seeing that pay off was really awesome.
It takes a lot of hard work to become international champions. They start with only an engine and back wheels, and then it's up to the students to build the tractor from the ground up.
We have varying ranges of involvement. I would say I maybe spend like 20 hours a week. I know there's some members that spend maybe 40 hours a week, and then some that maybe don't spend quite as much time at it, but it really takes everyone to come together to get this all put together.
All the designing and engineering gives students skills they will use throughout their whole career.
We do a great job in the academics, but it's one thing is to take the class and pass the test. It's another thing to know how to apply that. And so I think the biggest single thing that we do is that give them an opportunity to apply their skills, technical skills, but then also their soft skills, and coming together and work together as a team.
And now, after winning 2 years in a row, the team is excited and ready for next year's challenge.
It's hard to say, you never know what might dream up, but we're looking to definitely improve on this year's tractor and go that extra mile to bring home a championship next year too.
The team not only won the overall award, but they also won several competition categories, including performance, team presentation, and design judging. Stories you'll only see on AgWeek.com and an AgWeek magazine this week. North Central Commodities' customer-oriented approach to exporting landed at the North Dakota Exporter of the Year Award from the North Dakota Trade Office in spring 2023. And the South Dakota Public Utilities Commission cleared Bang Hart Properties of violating the terms of its license. We appreciate you watching AgWeek TV. Remember to check us out daily on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok to keep up on all your ag news. Have a wonderful week, everyone.